What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3 p.m. by the Centric or Donald. This is a podcast. It's going to be a podcast for YouTube if you have YouTube Premium. Sorry, anybody who doesn't, don't. Whatever you say there. If you don't have YouTube Premium, I'm sorry. I didn't have it for years until my brother gave it to me. And I should have got it years ago because you could like close your phone when you're watching videos. It's great. And I was thinking, hey, I should make a podcast. And it doesn't matter what the quality of the video looks like because you don't have a good camera. I have a GoPro for vlogs and stuff, but not a good camera for something like this. And let me tell you, I've tried over and over to make this video. I'm subconscious about the quality of it, even though I'm not supposed to care about the quality of the video. But that's common sense because it's YouTube. This is probably the worst quality video on YouTube. But if you have YouTube Premium, you know, if you own it, you can let people into your family plan. That's what my brother did. And I'm not trying to be funny, but it is kind of funny. But at the same time, it's not. Anyway, it is. But damn it. All right. I wasn't supposed to cuss. See? This is why I keep restarting stuff. But the point of the video, getting to the point of the video as cars go by, it was raining. It was nice earlier. Now it's not. And I remind myself of Will Survives. Shout out Will Survives. That dude's real, even though he's a little all over the place. Right now, I'm a little all over the place because I'm tired of trying to film this freaking video, being anxious about it. Yeah, came up with an idea of making this podcast for people that might struggle later in the workday. Because, I often, they say people crash at 3 p.m., which I believe, because around 3 p.m. every day, I kind of feel like crap, and it's a struggle to get through the last hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes of the workday, and physically and mentally. And I listen to motivational stuff, all types of stuff, trying to be a better person every day, that's trying to do the best you can. So I'm all right, but sometimes I overthink, and it's hard to push yourself through to get through the day. And then when the day's over, I'm fine. But sometimes it doesn't matter what I'm listening to. It doesn't distract my mind from racing. And perhaps sometimes you need to think about those type of things, and sometimes you don't, and you don't want to. And that's what this is supposed to be for, and that's why it's called 3 p.m. It's the first one I haven't done, like Theo Vaughn said in his first one, something like that. Recording in a closet. So I'm recording in my lobby room. You've probably seen it in other videos if you're subscribed already. If you're not, please subscribe. This is a new thing I'm trying to do. Was going to do vlogs, was going to interview people, like homeless people. Don't want to exploit homeless people. But I still want to get stories out there. I like talking to people. Maybe perhaps some people could call in eventually. So maybe, I don't know, talk about their work day. I don't really know. Sometimes, or maybe I could interview some people I happen to run into in my business, but that's for a later date. For now, try to distract people from 3 p.m. terror, the madness, as I like to call it. I never called it that before, but I'm trying to be funny, but actually, really not. Now I remind myself of freaking not Dom DeLuise. That's too old. Um, what's his name? George Carlin. But I'm done. I'm done with the funny. Now I remind myself of the Beetlejuice. I might have split personalities, although I don't act like this when I'm not on camera. Allegedly. But I now I just reminded myself of Robin Williams. Growing up, I didn't want to talk about this, but growing up, people always called me different names too. Like I lived in a ghetto, and the black people or African Americans. Oh, um, they now I've built up too much pressure. It's not that big of a deal. They used to call me stuff like Ashton Kutcher, stuff like that. But something, I don't know. One time I was talking to this dude. His name is Daryl. Sure, he'll be all right now. But I was talking to him, and he was talking about crazy white people. And I probably should not say this, but I said, he said, name one crazy black person. And I said, Michael Jackson. And he said he converted. Y'all could have him. That was his words, not mine. Don't hate me. Don't cancel me. It was funny, It was funny. But yeah, everything was fine. They used to. I grew up with them. My best friend was Deshaun. My best friend Deshaun. I grew up with him. I said that twice. And I don't know. They were cool. They looked after me. There was one time, we got up to no good at a church, and these hillbillies that were cooking like a Thanksgiving feast for the church were chasing us because we were in the church field, not doing anything wrong. We were kids, but they, were chasing us out of there. And one of his, cousins had came up and was like, he pulled out a gun and he was like, "Yo, better leave my cousin alone, fool." And so yeah, I mean, they looked after us. All my friends were scared to go in the neighborhood, but it wasn't even that. It wasn't like Chicago. I tell my kid nowadays, I tell them nowadays, there's kids your age packing AKs, but you don't know the struggle. Okay, the struggle is real for them, for real. It's not even funny. I laugh about it, but I couldn't imagine. I mean, this is America. It's not supposed to be like that, And I don't want to get into politics and all that, but I'm trying to distract people from their workday. That's all. And there's a lot of people out there, a whole world, and we're all humans. And my favorite rapper is Tupac. I mean, that's not Tupac. That's Mac Miller. That's my girl's favorite rapper. But my favorite rapper is Tupac. I mean, I had a dad, but I didn't learn too much from him. And I mean, Tupac taught me a lot. I even was going to make a song about it. Tupac taught me that everybody had a my block. Tupac taught me to keep my head up. Taught me that life goes on. Stare at the life through your rear view mirror. That was horrible. But anyways, you get the point. I mean, when we ride on our enemies, I mean, come on. I'm sorry, but some people probably think it's cringe, but he taught me that you always got to worry about the payback. Some point that you roughed that way back, coming back after all these years. Rat tat 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 tat. That's the way it is. I don't know, and growing up with stuff like Coolio, Gangster's Paradise, Country Grammar, Nelly, Ride With Me, these old school hits or whatever you want to call them. Wanna be a baller, shot caller. I don't even know. That probably is cringe, but grew up with this stuff, and I didn't plan on talking about this, but like I said in like the last recording, I messed up. Maybe it could be like Seinfeld, a show about nothing. I don't want to make it all about myself. This I want to help people get through their day, build a community where we could talk. I don't know how long these are going to be. Maybe get to a point like I might have said interviewing people. We'll see. It all depends on how it goes. I debated making a whole new channel for this, even though I already got my channel. I don't really know what to do with it. I kind of, haven't found it out what I wanted to do with it. I just wanted to get to 1,000 subscribers to see if I could, and I did, and didn't really have a goal besides trying to help people. I've always wanted to help people, and sometimes 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 I don't like people. Like, I don't always want to help people, but in some way I just haven't figured it out. I would like to contribute to society and humanity and the world, and perhaps to be so arrogant as history, even though it doesn't necessarily need to, because time is forever, and nobody, I think, will be remembered forever, and it might not even be that big of a thing, but to help as many people as we can. uh, I heard something. I talked to a customer, and she was saying how before she got hit, she got around 2020, she was she was doing this thing where she was like trying to help people get IDs, homeless people get IDs, like all off her money, and her whatever her business was doing it, what she was trying to start all on her own, got hit, and she had to stop doing that. And she was sick, and well, then she had a baby, but last time I seen her, she was sick, and but she was down, but she wanted to get back to doing it. And I told her that I asked her if she had social media to promote her her business, because she was also trying to do like baked goods and stuff. But after mentioning the baked goods and stuff, she mentioned what she used to do and that she would want to get back to it. And that, but when talking about the baked goods, sorry, sometimes I'm scattered brain. When talking about the baked goods, she she said that she didn't want to, like, she wanted to grow it in the community, word of mouth, before finally get to the point, before she like try to spread it online. So when she gets online, people in the community could be like, there you go, I know those people, that's good. And I was like, that's the right way to go about it, especially with the other idea. You have the right way, the right thing and idea in your mind or whatever, like you got. And just ironically, a couple of days ago, I was watching like old school cartoons, Power Rangers, and seeing the show. Now in the Power Rangers show, sorry, I don't know, having a hard time, saying my thoughts. Happens every time, but in the Power Rangers, they were celebrating. It was the Christmas one of the old school show. I watched it as a kid, but they were talking about like there were different religions and stuff, and Kwanzaa was a part of it. And part of Kwanzaa, getting to the point finally, part of Kwanzaa was, dang it, dude, I keep doing it, was being a part of your community. That was like one thing they celebrated on, because they celebrate like 5 days or 7 days. I forgive me for getting that wrong. I don't know the correct number, but kind of like Hanukkah, different days celebrate different stuff, and one of them is being a part of your community, how much you, I believe, contribute to your community. And I guess I contribute a small amount to my community through the service I do, and I talk to the community, but I'm not a really big part of the community, and I don't want to sell baked goods, but I did tell her, if she did start like a building and a program out of it eventually, I would volunteer and be a part of that. Like, I would love to be a part of that, because it's just in me to want to help people one way or another. Help. I think that's what we're here for. And I think we're kind of like raised up to be on our own and to try to have nice things, and materialistic stuff kind of sometimes, tears people apart, makes people envious, makes people jealous, whatever, same difference. And then, we're all trying to compete instead of helping each other. Brothers should stick together. Women, whatever, it doesn't matter. Everybody should stick together. It doesn't matter what your race is. Everybody should stick together. And that's just what I believe. I mean, we should still be allowed to be our own, separate if that's how the world feels, and people want their own. They want to be, individuals and have their own individuality. Or I get it, but we should all, yeah, I don't know. People will always be fighting. It doesn't matter what, and there'll always be something. There'll always be something to keep us fighting, probably with ourselves. I don't know what it, who or what does it, but yeah, I don't. And you got to ask yourself, would you want a perfect world where nothing ever happened and everybody was always, perfectly nice, and, no crazy stuff ever, nobody broke the rules, nobody got out of line? I don't know. It's nice to have a Kramer. It's nice to have a Kramer in your midst. It's nice to have a Tommy Boy. Shout out Chris Farley. It's nice to have people like that don't hold back. And some people might judge and say they're crazy or reckless, but perhaps they just live their life to the fullest, and like Kurt Cobain, burnt out instead of, or you know what I mean. Sorry, Kurt. I named my son after him, but that's neither here nor there. There. Pulp culture. Named my other son after Theo Vaughn, because both were very influential to me at periods of my life, for one way or another. Both positive. Theo Vaughn, he's the reason I wanted to start podcasting. Listening to his early episodes before he even blew up, when he was first impulsive. But anyways, if they could do it, we could do it. That's what we got to tell ourselves. And like I said, if you're fine with working and you love your job and you get through the day just fine, then you don't need this. And but if you want to listen to it, of course go ahead. Sorry, talk too much, but yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I think that's it for right now. I wish I had some intro music or some outro music, but maybe we'll get some. I would love people's feedbacks from this. Terrible quality, or video quality. Hopefully the audio quality is somewhat decent. Let me know. And you guys have a great night, great day, great rest of your work day if you're listening to this at 3 p.m. And it's going to be all right. As always, stay safe and take care of yourself.